Travis Wayne Goodsell. Something's weird going on here. I almost thought it was a YouTube employee, but it still may be. I'm kind of confused as to what's going on. There's several things weird. The video I just put up on cancel culture, it had 2 people who had viewed it because I saw the likes and dislikes. 1 for each. That's how I knew. But there were no views showing at first. I then was suspicious about comments, which is how I found out about this. And so I exited out, signed out, went back into YouTube unsigned in to check something, which I'm going to get to. Then came back and signed in. 1 view. Still the 2 viewers showing. I hope this isn't the analytical program who was spread to the view management page. Oh dear God, what a nightmare that was going to be. YouTube, if you didn't know, if you're not a creator yourself, they changed their analytics page last week for just half a day. Because apparently there were other people also upset with YouTube for the changes they made, which YouTube the next morning I saw got changed back. But yeah, very weird. And so yeah, I have, however, made it open season on the likes and dislikes for my #1 video because of this incident that happened today. There are 44 likes, 60 dislikes for my #1 video. Now everybody can see it. It's over 7,000 views to date. But yeah, the other one I did this morning, already there are the typical 3 who are haters. So that's expected. But very weird. So the thing that I'm confused about is a guy by the name of 4 Reels is commenting. I recognize him, or at least I recognize the picture, the thumbnail picture for him. He went on a comment spree, and I thought, oh wow, I've got a whole ton of stuff. Not the case. It's just 3 videos that he made comments on, 2 of which were from the same video: the breaking LDS news, Russell M. Nelson changes temple covenants again. My #1 video on this channel. So I scrolled down to see how many comments I might have. Thought I might be doing a comment review video. Nope. Not, well, yeah. It's all the same guy though. And I looked at the bottom one, which would have been the first. It's to me, even though it's a comment under a Mormon, Enrique de Acrieto. I probably butchered. I didn't take Spanish. I know El Gato and Taco Bell. That's pretty much it. I think I know some swear words, so I don't dare say them. Although YouTube does not catch them, at least in Chinese. I remember that used to be a problem for the social media networks. When people speak other languages, YouTube employees who don't speak those languages aren't aware of whether or not there's abusive bullying or profanity being used. And so a lot of times those who speak the other languages are able to get away with stuff. Here it's at TWG, so it's for me, and it says, it's time to cut your losses and stop claiming Mormonism. I'm not claiming Mormonism, so I'm confused. Does he just not understand? Is he confused? Did he not listen to the video? Is he a troll that saw my comment because he doesn't want to listen to whatever the video says? He thinks that, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to spread hate on people's comments so that I can hide my comments from the actual video person who has the power to ban me from his channel so that I can no longer troll. And he's specifically targeting Mormons, I can see, which in and of itself is not a bad thing. But he may be just misguided as to who I am, not realizing I'm the maker of the channel here. But he continues on, Joseph Smith was not a prophet of God. Okay, well, you definitely are new to my channel, but I recognize this "for" thing. And so I'm thinking, okay, have the YouTube employees not banned this guy as I've banned him before? Or did I just delete his comments and he went away? No, they don't do that. You have to actually ban them. And so, unless this guy is revising this channel, resurrecting it brand new, so that YouTube is confused, oh, it's a new channel, it just happens to be the exact same that this one was banned previously, which indicates another computer glitch on YouTube's part, a programming glitch, not protecting creators. I'm confused and baffled. And he says, look at his prophecies unfulfilled. The ones I know of are the ones that were perpetuated by Brighamites. Joseph said that this was going to happen. Yeah, are you sure it was Joseph? Or is it you? And so again, he's just throwing stuff out there, as trolls do, not giving us specific examples, but there are places you can go online to find the unfulfilled prophecies of Joseph Smith, and that's why I'm able to say, you've got to recognize the source first. Who's saying it? Is it from canon, not QAnon? Did you notice I don't know if anybody's caught this. I've never heard anybody catch this. QAnon. Q is the name of the letter, but when you add it in a word, it's no longer Q, the phoneme is changed. Canon. Do you understand what they're doing to you? They're claiming they're canon. What is canon? It's the Word of God. And so, yeah, they're pulling a fast one on you, but that's a sidetrack. Jesus Christ is the only way. Really? Are you sure? Because there's gazillion religions throughout history. Each one says that their Messiah is the only way. His word is in the Bible. Are we sure it's his word? Women should keep silence in church. Eve is to blame. Shall I go on? I am not here to bring peace. I'm here to bring the sword. Masters need to be subjected to their, or slaves should be subjected to their masters. And then he calls me to repentance. Wow. I need to repent, huh? And so, yeah, very confusing. What's he up to? What's going on? And so I then look and I see it's Enrique. And I remember Enrique. I remember responding to Enrique. That's why I allowed his comment. Because I hold all comments. For this very reason, for reals. As he's playing the name game too. And so I'm confused as to who he's talking to, because it's to me. But then I look over, and in the notes section, instead of saying automatically held, it says it's removed by a moderator. A car that's doing a backup noise. Who could that be? Is it somebody for a ride? And why on a Saturday? That's weird. But I didn't understand, and so I go and shower and shave, come back, and I check out the site. There's his comment's not removed; it's still there. I don't understand what this means, and so then I have to Google search, what is removed by moderator on YouTube, and it says, oh, I can select moderators for my channel. I've not selected any moderators for my channel. What the hell is going on? Because at first I'm thinking it's a YouTube employee, that they took down somebody's comment, and I would assume it was mine, because they did it on another one of whom this For Reals commented on. And so I'm thinking I'm going to have to make a comment and demand the immediate termination of "You've been dominated" for these Mormon YouTube employees who have been heckling me this whole time, using YouTube as a place of employment to protect the church. That's a naughty no-no. Just because the church is investing in YouTube, oops, that's another naughty no-no. As YouTube is now expected to favor the church over guys like me. But yeah, I don't understand it. I can only guess. That it's just a computer programming glitch again. That it's not Enrique's or Nancy Cook's comments that is involved here. It's just the original comment. It's just, they should just leave it blank, or put original comment, or but then it doesn't make sense. If he's replying to me, he's not replying to Enrique or Nancy. See, again, who programs YouTube? What the hell? And so here he goes on Nancy Cook. He was going all over Breaking LDS News. It's my biggest video. A number of commenters have been on there. And so he's targeting the ones by Mormons, telling me to be silent and shut up. Which is why I made my comments. But she's telling me, stop please. You be quiet, Travis. Don't you talk about the church. They're untouchable. And so she needed to be put in her place, because she's saying the reasoning for me to be silent is that the temple is sacred to Mormons. So I comment, I'm Mormon. gave her the ceiling number of the room number 13 when Karen and I got sealed in that temple, Salt Lake Temple. And so as she was silenced, as was Enrique, they never tried to confound me. I confounded them. But when you use religion to justify telling others to be silent about your religion, and you use the trigger word sacred, you are out of line. No one can use religion as a front for criminal, abusive behavior. This is what YouTube does not get. This is what nobody gets, except for those of us who know that the religion is bad. Our voices are being silenced. My voice is being silenced. Versus John DeLynn, who's not being silenced. Of course, he's getting paid through YouTube, as well as donations. I refuse to be paid to criticize the church. It is not my job, it is my duty. Big difference. And so, yeah, Nancy needed to be put in her place, as well as Enrique. You do not get to claim sacred just to cover up crime, corruption, and abuse. That's why the church was shut down with the Edmunds-Tucker Act. They were claiming religion, religious freedom, to continue to commit human sex trafficking, prostitution, kidnapping. Yeah, you didn't know that about the church, did you? They've covered it up because the United States shut them down and said no more. So the successors to the Brighamites in 1923 were allowed again to reincorporate. But they couldn't restore their church. That was criminal. That was shut down by the United States. And since they had no clue as to what Joseph Smith was doing, they didn't believe him anyway. They didn't understand that it's code. Did they? Because Heber C. Kimball knew. Look up his Wikipedia page under Masonry. Heber C. Kimball knew. And so the newly emerging church reincorporates a second time, because Brigham Young had to incorporate. Joseph's organization was never incorporated. There is no document in court records. Government filing. Doesn't exist. He didn't do it. And so they chose Christianity. Because Brigham had changed it to the Church of Jesus Christ, rather than the Church of Christ, which Joseph had it, of Latter-day Saints. And so, with the name, hey, we might as well say we're just like Christians, so that everybody will love us. Didn't work out too well, did it? But that wasn't their point. It was the deception for Mormons. so that they can get converts. And then all those converts have gone, and the church is making more in interest than they are in tithing. They don't need us anymore. Yeah, you cannot use religion to commit crime. That is not a constitutional right. So anyway, Four Reels goes on to say, Joseph Smith was a Freemason. Freemasonry is Satanism. Your founder was not led by God. The Book of Mormon leads you away from the reading in the Bible. Who are you talking to? He's saying it's me. He's completely wrong in his setup. He doesn't even have a conclusion. He's just throwing out premises, accusations. Joseph Smith was a Freemason in 1842. Senior and Hiram, however, were Freemasons before 1826. Why would I give that number? Did you do what I asked and check out Heber C. Kimball under Masonry? And so, which Freemasonry? Because he was a Scottish Rites Mason in 1842, but Senior and Hiram were York Rites. So are you saying that all Freemasonry is Satanism? Do you even know that it's the anti-Mason movement that caused the burning down of the Masonic temples because of the association with Satanism? Thanks to that reporter. Are you generalizing? Do you not know your history? Do you not know the distinctions? There's a reason why Joseph Smith did not put the inverted pentagram on the Kirtland Temple. But Brigham Young had his brother-in-law design the Nauvoo Temple with the inverted pentagram and over the sunstone. Anybody watch Da Vinci Code? Pictures are symbols that have meaning, and the manner in which they're used alters the meaning. Thus, a pentagram is a star pointing up. You invert it, meaning changes. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. And so, yeah, this guy, he's just a troll. He's just throwing out accusations. And yes, he is going to be banned. But I was kind of confused and wondering if I should be angry at YouTube or what. I have no clue what's going on. But I don't remember seeing these before. I'm pretty sure they did not exist before. So I'm not understanding why. But yeah, then he goes into his own fantasy world about how Biden is now partnering with the UN, spending $20 million to spread COVID gene therapy. Have you forgotten Trump spread coronavirus? We would not be worried about this, oh, gene therapy, oh no, if it hadn't been for the coronavirus spreading in the first place by Trump. So people just don't think. They just throw stuff out there, and then when you call them on it, they're like, oh, It's the deep state Dems. They were preventing Trump from stopping coronavirus. Oh, yeah. They forced him to hold his rallies. They forced him to call it a hoax. They forced Trump to say, hey, inject yourself with disinfectants like bleach. Yeah, Trump is such a snowflake that he was a puppet master for the deep state Dems. Your big, tough, authoritarian leader was defeated by the deep state Dems. Guys, oh my God. Oh, thank God I have the anonymous Latter-day Saint to make me happy again. As he also commented, I will be approving his comment automatically. He has earned my trust. Unlike the for reals, who is not for real. Oh my God. So since I'm here, he selected 11:05 in my video, which I just done today. Yeah, this was the first one I did this morning. LDS Mormon Church beliefs found guilty, punished for all eternity. That was a different title than I originally intended it to be. The original title was going to be Mormon Beliefs on Trial. Not as exciting, is it? But whatever I said at 11:05, he then says, don't forget that predatory youth fireside game. Yeah, that's still going on into the first week of March. Dear God. Where we all sat in a circle. Oh, no, you're talking about our youth. No, the prophets are doing a world tour that is being covered in multiple languages on YouTube. YouTube needs to shut the church down. Held hands and played murder. How to secretly squeeze your right hand or left hand the correct number. To kill off all possible rats who might try and discover that you are the murderer. Slaughter all in the murder circle of youth fun. I did not play this game. I'm not from Utah. Oh my God. What have you guys been doing in here? See, I was born a Northern Californian, raised a Southern Californian after a brief stint in Michigan. And so I'm clueless to all this Mormon tradition culture here in Utah. That's why Utah Mormons hate me when I first arrived. I remember talking about this with a person in the older singles ward about how ever since I moved to Utah that I've noticed Mormons don't think the same way that those of us outside of Utah believe and have learned from the church. And she then said, are you confessing? What? Because Utah Mormons think they're right, of course, and that everybody else is wrong. And so, yeah, Utah has their own internal purging of anybody who's not Utah Mormon, or at least thinks the way that a Utah Mormon does. And so, wow, the anonymous Latter-day Saint, assuming you were born and raised in Utah, they actually played that kind of a game? Oh dear God. Wow. That's horrifying. I mean, I understand about Nelson's daughter who married a guy. They lived in Bountiful. They had a house in Bountiful, and it's now gone from Nelson's Wikipedia page. It had been on there. It's now gone, which I can only assume the Utah Supreme Court has denied their request to have Nelson speak as a character or whatever person of interest or whatever to his daughter, and thus canceled the whole lawsuit. But she was being accused by 6 different individuals who were lured to their home in Bountiful to be participants in satanic ritual pedophilia, which is disturbing enough as it is, but not surprising that the Utah government would make sure to silence it to protect their almighty leader, which I may have another avenue on that if you're familiar with my lawsuits. Today is 30 days, but because it involved federal justices in this second one, I get an additional 30 days. But I've still got to figure out how to do it, but I'll keep you updated on that. Then we have, but yeah, so very disturbing. Wow. Yeah, I remember Duck Duck Goose. That's what we played in California school. But never something this devilish, demonic. Dear God. Oh, man. No wonder Mormons are screwed up. Dear God. Where was it? Where was that? Ah, Shameless. I started watching Shameless late into the game because of what's her name. Because, yes, she's attractive. I'm single. I want to check her out. And then she left in that very season that I'm watching. And so I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. I kind of want to find out what Shameless stuff they're going to pull next. So they sort of hooked me in with her and then dropped her from the show. And now I realize that they got me. Those bastards. But yeah, they had the school was having shooter drills where they'd have the kids in a live shooter situation. They'd select the white boy because psychologists say that they're more likely to grow up to become the shooters. And they strap on all this gear and stuff and give him a gun. It's not a real gun, but nonetheless, he gets to go around shooting at kids who are ducking under chairs and, oh my God. And the mother was like, oh, this is horrible. I'm going to get a petition to have this banned from our school. And she tells her husband, and the husband's like, oh, wow, cool. That's an awesome thing they're doing. Yeah, I already knew about it. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. So, yeah, oh, man. I can go on a whole video commentary of that show. how the black kid who's being taken care of, quote unquote, by the main family, ends up shooting the next door neighbor who moved in. But they go to the oh my goodness. There you go. I mean, the little black kid is the only sane character on the show who's not shameless. Because he felt bad that he hit the guy with the bullet. He's trapped in the family. He has nowhere else to go. Oh man. Alrighty. And so, yeah, it's still the same. Only one view with 50%. One like. Let me refresh the page. There we go. 8. 8 views now. And as you can see, I've learned about how PNGs can be used in creating pictures. I never knew that they could be done that way, and so when I found the bars, I have experimented with that. Nobody liked that. And so here I did it again with canceled. So, oh dear God, what a nightmare. And this was a very long video for this nightmare.